If you are working for someone else, whether you're in corporate America or you're at another small business, and you've always wanted to be your own boss, you've always wanted to have the freedom to work when you want to, where you want to, with who you want to, and how you want to, make money on your own terms without having to rely on someone else in order to have your paycheck each and every single month. Maybe you want to create financial freedom and build the life for you and your family that you've always wanted. If I checked any of those boxes with what I just said, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you and explain a little bit about a business model that you can actually start and scale your own digital marketing agency to replace your existing income and even create more income opportunities for you and your family. My name is Adam McChesney. I spent 5 years in medical device sales before I went full-time into digital marketing. So I worked for a very small company here in St. Louis selling chemicals and reagents and devices, and then I got on with a company called ResMed in 2017. 9 months after being at ResMed, I ended up getting promoted to a key account manager role, where I went from making $75,000 that previous year to making $200K in my first full year there. And I was at the age of 27, and I thought, I have finally arrived. I used to think that making $100,000 a year was literally the milestone and the goal that I was going after. And then when I surpassed 100K and went to 200K, I realized that I was still unfulfilled. I realized that there was more to life than just money and nice things. So I could have continued down the path that I was going on, but I was traveling a lot. And I was working really, really long hours in and out of sleep labs, going and meeting with offices in the morning, going and meeting with durable medical equipment companies during the day, and everything in between. And so instead of just going the typical route that most people go and most people would have continued going on, I could have stayed there for my entire career. In 2018, I was sitting in a hotel room 2 months after just proposing to my now wife, Delaney. And so I was sitting in a hotel room in Kansas City, Missouri, 2 days before Thanksgiving in 2018. And I started thinking about my future. I started thinking about having a family, which we now have a 1-year-old Murphy. And I started to think about who is the father, who is the husband, who is the person that I want to become 5 years down the line. And I started to think, well, we have the money now. We can use the money to go buy pretty much anything that we want. But am I going to be happy always traveling and on the road, knowing that if I wanted to make even more money, I was going to have to work longer hours, take on more responsibilities, and be gone from my family? I didn't want to have to trade my time and freedom to make a little bit more money. If any of this is resonating with you, I'm going to share the story of how I created a side hustle and turned that side hustle into a full-time business in the midst of the pandemic in 2020, and eventually built a 7-figure business in just 15 months through the exact framework I'm about to share with you today, as well as a multiple 7-figure agency that ended up becoming a 2-time Inc. 5000 business. So back to when I was sitting in that hotel room, I started to research ways to make additional money while working a full-time job. And so one of the things that I was looking at was physical real estate. Could I become a real estate investor? I was searching all of those different things. And what ended up happening was I typed in a search into Google on my computer, how to make money online. And I started to get targeted by all the different ads that if you've ever made that search, you start to see all the different things like Amazon drop shipping, eBay reselling. Crypto really wasn't a thing at the time, but I'm sure those types of things popped up, and nothing at all appeased me. And so I went back on Facebook. And when I went back on Facebook, I saw this picture of an incredible, shiny apartment complex. Hundreds and hundreds of units, the nicest futuristic version of an apartment complex I've ever seen. And the copy on this ad was absolutely phenomenal. It said something along the lines of, wouldn't you like to own this piece of commercial real estate without having to actually own it? without having to worry about actually owning the physical real estate, worrying about tenants, worrying about repairs. And so that literally hooked me. As I mentioned before, I was literally just looking at potentially buying some real estate. And so I ended up doing some research, and it was a course that taught me how to be a digital landlord, how to build my own websites, how to rank my own websites, how to rank Google business profiles, and essentially control the asset, control the lead flow. So I went all in. November of 2018, I bought that course. I invested $7,000. That was my first investment into myself, and my side hustle was started. From 2018 to 2020, which is basically about 18 months, I got to work. I took an additional course that taught me paid advertising on Google and Facebook, so that way I could offer more services. But I really didn't do a good job of making money. It was costing me money to have this side hustle, which a lot of people end up getting into that rut. There's a whole slew of things I would do differently running a side hustle while also working a full-time job if I could go back and do it all over again. But the one thing that I did really, really good is I built 200 websites. I built case studies and projects and had all these different things that were out there that were essentially building up my digital real estate. So that way I was not only building a skill set, but I was building assets, and I was making some money to cover some of the expenses that went into all of those things. But when I went full-time in 2020, I had the ability to take a look at these 200 sites and leverage those case studies, my portfolio of things that I actually had skin in the game on to go sell more clients. And so at the end of 2019, I wrote down on a piece of paper, we had just gotten married on October 5th of 2019. December 31st, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting in my old apartment, 900 square foot apartment, and I literally wrote down, by the end of 2020, I will quit ResMed and go full time in my digital marketing agency. Now, meanwhile, I had been at it for a little over a year, and it was costing me money. So January 1st, 2020, I decided I'm gonna start waking up early, I'm gonna go to bed later, I'm going to invest so much time and energy into actually making money with this skill set. And so from January to March, I started investing more time, I started getting paid for some of this stuff that I'm gonna go into here in a second, and it started to see some light at the end of the tunnel. And then we all know what happened in March of 2020, COVID. And so coming from me, working in corporate America, working a medical device sales job where I was traveling around the state of Missouri 75% of the time, I now had all of this time back. So that way I could go and invest this additional time, energy, and resources into building this side hustle into a full-time thing. And so literally from March till July, I ended up building a book of business in this digital real estate format up to $10,000 a month. And so I essentially went all in. July 1st came, which was the end of our fiscal year. We had just bought our forever dream home with all of the income and all of the W-2 stuff from our medical device sales job. And I said, I'm going all in. So July 1st happens, I put my 2 weeks in, July 15th comes, and I am a full-time entrepreneur. And what I realized at that moment is I had all of this stuff that I had been carrying, trying to perform as a medical device sales rep and trying to build this side hustle into a business that I ultimately knew could have the potential that it ended up doing. And with that, about a month in, after going full time, after having my back against the wall, after willing to do whatever it took in order to be successful, I sold 0 clients that first month. I sold absolutely 0 clients that first month. So somebody coming from a sales background, now investing full-time energy into this new business, I made 0 additional dollars. And I started to realize in having conversations with people that they loved the idea, business owners loved the idea that I was really, really good at SEO, that I was really, really good at website design, and I knew how to help them. But I was pitching the wrong service to them. I was pitching the service of me building out a website, them renting the lead flow, renting all of those things from me. And it was about a month into that where I realized I need to switch up my business model. So while I did keep that additional revenue that was coming in already, the $10,000 a month, I ended up deciding that I was going to switch my model to go all in on traditional digital marketing. So traditional digital marketing, for those of you that may not understand that aspect of it, you have a local business owner. You have a local business owner who's like, Adam, I want you to build me a website. I want you to rank my Google business profile. I want you to run my ads. I want you to do all of that stuff. I quickly transitioned that model and ended up going from 0 to 7 figures in just 15 months. And so here I was in this moment where I realized I have an actual skill set that isn't that complicated, but I also have the sales acumen and the willingness to do whatever it takes in order to be successful. So in August, things completely changed in 2020 for me. I started investing in myself. I started investing in masterminds and programs very similar to the ones that we have available for people that are interested in learning this skill set, but really not just learning the skill set, learning how to actually make money from it. And I realized there were so many entrepreneurs that were out there in the digital marketing space. There were so many digital marketers by trade, technicians. I'm the best website person. I'm the best SEO person. And they struggled to actually make money from it. And the thing that separated me was that I bridged the gap between having this skill set, having the case studies, having all of these amazing projects in my portfolio to take a look at with my ability to go sell. And so as I was investing in these masterminds, I learned the concept of personal branding. I learned the concept of becoming an authority in a space like digital marketing by showcasing what I could do for people through organic social media content. And I ended up going from 0 in that business to 30K by April of 2021. And I was wearing all the different hats in the business. I had been super bogged down, not necessarily knowing when I was gonna break through to the next level. Because I was capped out on the clients I could work with. I was capped out on, I was already working 12, 13, 14-hour days. I had no idea how to actually run a business. And so even though I could fulfill and even though I could sell and account manage and wear all the hats, it wasn't what I had imagined. I had essentially just created a job for myself. And so it was at that moment where I ended up becoming a franchisee of a digital marketing agency, taking my skill set and my clients and all the amazing things I was doing and merging that with a better process and system-oriented fulfillment center. And from there, I went from 30K a month in April of 2021 to 100K a month in November of 2021. We ended up growing to 3 team members, and by December of 2022, we had hit 200K in that month with a team of 8 people. And so I share that story with you because so many people are scared to bet on themselves. They're scared to take the risk. They don't want to go from side hustle to full-time business owner. And I'm not saying if you adopt this skill set, if you start this side hustle, that you have to do it. But what I am saying is give yourself some more credit. You're watching this video because you want more for yourself. Maybe you want freedom. Maybe you want financial freedom. Maybe you just want to stop having to rely on somebody else to pay for you and your family's lifestyle. Digital marketing and scaling a digital marketing agency is one of the easiest ways that you can make this happen. And the great thing about it is in the description below, you are going to see a free trial to a platform called Go High Level. Go High Level has been the foundation of how we've scaled all of our marketing agencies because it's so many different tools in one. And so by signing up for that free trial, you're also going to get access to our Mastermind community. You're going to get access to a ton of incredible bonuses where we teach you not just how to use the software, but more importantly, how to actually go sell that software. And that is through being you, showing up on social media. In future videos, we are going to talk about all the different ways I've found clients. In previous videos, I talk about all the incredible features that Go High Level has, what services I would sell, how I would sell them, and so much more. So by adopting this lifestyle and by adopting this business model, you are not just creating a hobby. You are creating a side hustle that you can make $10,000 additional dollars a month with, or you can scale that agency to 7 figures and beyond if that is what you so choose to do. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you haven't done so already, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel so that way you can get notified each and every single time we launch a new video. Thank you so much, and let's get you starting to live that digital nomad marketing life.